Well, hello. This is the teaser video for this coming Sunday, August 15th. And today we're just going to kind of talk about, are you a private person or are you a public person? What I mean by that is some people are private people and they keep their information private. They don't really share stuff so much about their families or don't really allow people too much into their information. They keep their family stuff personal and private, and they just don't see the reason of why to share that. They may not put stuff out on the prayer chain. They just, they keep that stuff between themselves and their family. There's other people who are very public. They have no problems posting their private information or sharing all their private details on the internet, on social media, on Facebook. They're quick to put everything out on the prayer chain and tell everybody what's going on. And I'm going to say there's no right or wrong. It's just people are different on how they decide to share or keep their information. I'll be very honest. I'm a very private person. I probably won't put stuff out on the prayer chain. I probably won't. I can guarantee you I won't put stuff out on social media. If I have prayer requests or that, I have a small group of people I would share that stuff with and let them be aware of it. But as far as putting something out for all of the public or all the congregation or all the churches, it's just something I don't do. I believe in keeping my personal matters private. That's just the way I am. But the passage we're going to be talking about is where, if you're a private person like myself, is kind of where you have to step outside the comfort zone a little bit. We're actually going to look at John chapter 4, verses 39 to 42. This is John chapter 4, verses 39 to 42. And it's actually wrapping up the story of the woman at the well. And honestly, the woman at the well is one of my favorite stories. And when you think about, when you think about the woman at the well, and as you read the story, think about all the different norms that are being broken by that story. What are some of the things that are happening in this story of the woman at the well, John 4, 39 to 42, or read the whole story of the woman of the well. And there are a lot of different things that are happening in that which are against the customs of the culture, against the norms of society. I will touch a lot of these during my message, so I don't want to give that information out, but I want you to look at that and what are some of the norms of the culture that are being broken, either by Jesus, either by the Samaritan woman. What does his disciples think when they come back? What do the people from Sychar, because it's a Samaritan village of Sychar, what do they think? Then after the woman meets with Jesus, she goes and tells the people what Jesus said. They said, come here this man who knows everything about my life. And they come out and they end up asking Jesus to stay 2 more days, and a lot of people end up giving their life to Jesus because of this encounter. Now, one of the things that we'll be talking about, my title of the message is Our Witness and sharing our story. One of the things that comes about from this meeting is how this woman is willing to go and share her story. And because she goes and tells the people in the village and they come out to hear Jesus, a lot of them come to know Jesus as their Savior. They give their life to Christ because one woman was willing to share their story. And it's interesting because the woman kind of has a kind of shady story, but Jesus changed her life. And for all of us, if we're public people where we don't have no problem telling everybody everything about our business, or if we're private people, either way, we should be able to share our story. Now notice, this didn't require somebody standing on a soapbox on the corner screaming turn or burn, or the end is near, if you don't, you're doomed. No, this is a person with an everyday encounter. Granted, it broke some of the cultural norms, but an everyday encounter who just shared the story of how Jesus changed her life. And we need to understand or recognize that there are going to be opportunities during everyday encounters where somebody's going to recognize we're different. We're different for a reason. There's something about us that is unique or that sets us apart. And they may even ask us why. And then that is an opportunity in which we can share how Jesus changed our lives. Too many times people, when they think about the word evangelism or making disciples or testimony, they get too caught up on what the process or how you go about it. This woman at the well had no formal training. She did not go to seminary. She did not go to a Bible college. She did not take a class on how to share her story about Jesus. She just went and told people how Jesus changed her life. It's not difficult. It can happen on everyday encounters, and this is a perfect example. So again, read the story of John, chapter 4, 39-42 is what I'm preaching on. Read the whole story of the woman at the well. Try to figure out some of the norms and cultural things that went against what was going on in this passage. And just think about how the woman actually shared her message and how many people came to know Jesus because she did. Because there are people out there that would come to know Jesus if every one of us was willing just to share our story. I hope we get to see you. Again, this is for August 15th, this coming Sunday. Take care.